Martin Hyde.
Well, thank you to Kelly Strickland. I thought she did an excellent job. What, though, is remarkable about this proposed budget is its blatant dishonesty. We're told that the millage rate will remain the same, implying tax bills won't go up, when property tax values, as you well know, are based on property tax values which have gone up by over 7%. Taxes and utility bills are going up to cover a budget that is 24% higher than it was 2 years ago. Now, this document doesn't contain provision to cover the general staff raise being negotiated for 2020, and it doesn't contain provision for the 2 years of raises that will be needed to be paid to SBD officers, meaning it's conservatively understated by over $2 million, which will take it to a rather healthy, quite scary, $250 million, or over $4,300 per resident. And listen to this, it's 40% higher than our neighbours in Bradenton, which has an almost identical population. The budget doesn't contain the, quote, $10 to $15 million boost from a settlement which the city manager teased us about as imminently winning from Ecom last year to justify massive legal costs. It does, though, contain a $5 million provisional hit for a loss on the Ecom suit that he opined we'd win. Go figure. If nothing else, our city manager might want to give his crystal ball a wipe, as clearly the legal financial future he sees is a little distorted here to the tune of $20 million difference between what he saw and what actually happened. Increases in departmental salary overhead include over 15% compounded in the last 2 years for the city manager's office and 16% for his public information department, which makes sense because of how much work they'll have to do spinning this outrageous theft from city taxpayers' pockets. The Parks District was sold last December as administrative and tactical to safeguard Parks investment, but now it's being used to add essentially $9 million red line to our expenses. It's particularly ironic that the recent House bill that passed limiting what cities can hold in special funds is exactly what's planned for parks. The ludicrous outcome, of course, is that now the $5 million that we've overcharged in the building department has to be spent on a building, creating a bizarre situation where every property owner in Sarasota knows exactly how much money you have to spend and that you have to spend it within 12 months. Last year, you passed over 99.5% of the budget request, and the year before, you passed over 99.6%. It was stated that you couldn't carry on at the same rates indefinitely. Yet here we are again facing a budget which is over 4 times the rate of inflation. Here's a news flash for you. Next year is an election year. Any commissioner who passes such a dishonest and wasteful budget will risk facing their own personal budget cut next year of $27,000 salary and a luxuriant health program. You'll have a good evening.
Oh, wow. Thank you. All right.